I'm here to present our brand new recruiting presentation that we've developed in the marketing department with the help of Coldwell Banker National, of course. There are lots of resources in regards to recruiting and talent attraction on CB Exchange, and we'll touch on that. But the presentation that I'm about to show did start from CB Exchange. I pulled that down from there, and then we have customized it to the Schmidt family of companies. And then it allows for a lot of customizing to each region, to each state, and to each office. So it's a PowerPoint file, and first I'm going to go ahead and show you where it's located. So I've navigated to the online office, CB Great Lakes, but it's also available in the storage locations on CB Hunter and the Florida website. So once you're logged on to your online office for your state, you would go to the storage location. And when you click on there, you're going to go to Coldwell Banker Schmidt Storage. And then from there, it's put into a folder called Talent Attraction Recruiting 2017. So you can see that right there. And when I click on that, there's some additional resources within this folder. But what we're looking at today right now is going to be the CB Schmidt family of companies Talent Attraction Presentation 2017. This is a PowerPoint file, and as I mentioned, it's editable for all regions. I also have a version of it in a PDF format, and that has the notes that we'll kind of go over when I'm showing the presentation. So that makes it kind of easy to view when you're looking at editing it and customizing it for your office. So if you click on this, it's going to download that file, which I already have downloaded. So I'm going to go over to the PowerPoint file over here. And it's similar, it's designed similar to how we set up the listing presentation. So you're going to see instructions on each slide that is customizable. You're going to see notes down at the bottom portion here that help understand what each slide customizing is and how you can speak to each slide as you're presenting it. So on the very first slide, it gives you instructions for customizing it and saving it to your computer so that you have a master copy saved. It recommends that you go ahead and get onto CB Exchange and download and save the CB Way for talent attraction and recruiting. And there's a lot of great tips and resources on how to conduct successful interviews with potential recruits. Also, it recommends that you visit CB Exchange and search talent attraction for many additional resources. I have put together a PDF that I'll ask Carrie to email out to all of you guys that explains everything that I'm going to go over today, where the file is located, the PDF that I'm referring to, and the PowerPoint, and the additional resources that are in storage, and then also many additional resources on CB Exchange. So I'm just going to jump over really quick to CB Exchange. From the online office, you have a direct portal into it, which I'm sure you all are aware of. And I just use the search term talent attraction, and you'll see that there are a slew of resources available when it comes to working with a potential recruit. So there's a lot of stuff here. This here is the presentation that we began with to customize to the Schmidts. So there's stuff that is provided from National that I highly encourage you to seek out and print out and help you understand how to customize this presentation and to present them to at recruiting or career nights or with a potential recruit one-on-one. So back over to the presentation, as I mentioned, there are notes in every slide, or just about every slide, for customizing. And you're going to see a star or a red box whenever there's customizing available to you. And there's a little bit of confusion sometimes when people try to remove that box. When you click inside the box, you're going to be able to edit the text in there. So when you click in there, it gives you the option to type and make changes. But what you want to do is read those instructions, and then once you're ready to get rid of that box because you followed the instructions, you want to make sure you click right on the edge of it, so that you get the little you get it lit up, and then you can hit delete right on your keyboard and it removes the box. So I'm going to hit the little undo button there to get it back. So, and you can always do that if you accidentally make a mistake and delete something you weren't intended to delete. You can hit the undo button to correct that. So once you update the information that it's requesting that you update, you want to make sure that you delete that star and delete that red box. So there's many opportunities throughout the presentation to make updates. And I'm going to just kind of go through each slide quickly, and I'll stop on the ones that need updating. And, understand that you can definitely customize this presentation to your needs. Right now, it's about 53 slides you see, and there are some various links to videos throughout. So do what makes sense for your region and your office. And there's a couple lead-in slides like this, kind of like in the listing presentation, where you're going to lead into what topic is discussed next. So it's discussing that we're the most respected brand in real estate, and it goes into the video of the brand promise, which is a great video to start out. It really goes through all of the different things that Coldwell Banker National provides to our agents. And there's a link down here to the YouTube video that is the link up here as well. So when you're in your presentation mode, which is the slideshow mode, that will be a live link that you can click on. But there is the opportunity to copy and paste this into a browser if for any reason you wanted to send that on to a potential recruit because you really like that video. Going on, there's another video about the 30 under 30, and it highlights one of our realtors that received the recipient of the 30 under 30, Weston, out of our Traverse City office, which is kind of a neat touch there. It goes into some statistics, and some of these slides you're going to recognize from the listing presentation. There's just some really great information about why Coldwell Banker is number one, the most influential brand online. Talks about our exposure to potential leads, and this is all up-to-date information from National. Goes into our media plan, which describes all of the different opportunities that we are advertising through social media and through various partnerships, digital partnerships, which is pretty neat to see our exposure on a lot of those stations and things that people are going to recognize. Moving on, just to, some of these slides you're going to recognize. It's really great information to provide a potential recruit. The nice video that Mike Schmidt recorded with JD about the 90 years celebration. There's some really neat information there that talks about, our 90 years in business. That's a great slide or a great video to show. And moving on, talking about our 90-year, 4-generation company, and all of our statistics as the Schmidt family of companies. And then it goes into dialing in a little bit to your state. So here's an opportunity where you can update this information to the Florida or Ohio region. But right now it's set up for Michigan, and it gives you the instructions on how to make the changes, to right click and make a change to customize that to your region, and where the information can be found in the online office. The next slide is for your specific broker, so that your office that you're in, it's going to dial into the experience, the broker experience that you have in the office, and the office culture. So it gives you the opportunity to highlight any things that you guys do as an office in the community, any charitable activities, board members, anything that you show favorable in your community that you really want to highlight to a potential recruit. You can put your broker photo here. You could put the office photo here. Obviously, you want to update your DBA and make sure that that is correct. Again, here you can just type right in under the logo to put your DBA. So really customize it to your region and your office. And again, when you're finished updating, make sure you delete all these boxes and stars. So it discusses our support team, which I think is a great slide to show that we have, the support staff that we have behind us. Each one of our agents has a relocation or commercial division. And the next slides go into market share, which aren't always favorable in every region. And the original slide from Coldwell Banker National gives you the explanation that if you do not show favorable in this region, then don't use it. And deleting a slide is just as simple as clicking over to the left panel where all of your slides are listed, and again, hitting the delete key on your keyboard. So if you don't show as favorable as you'd like in your region, that those slides can be deleted, just as simply as hitting that delete key. And if I accidentally deleted a slide that I didn't want to do, you can hit that undo key and it'll get it right back. And there's even some text there of how you would speak to that slide to the potential recruit. It says, say something like this. So it kind of gives you a little bit more background to describe what it is you're presenting, help the manager or the person doing the recruiting. So that kind of dials into the Schmidt family of companies support system. And now it's going to go into the innovation, the keys that we feel are the success to our agents, the digital experience that our clients receive by hiring one of the Coldwell Banker Schmidt family of companies agents. This is a great video that is a national video that really highlights the digital experience that the client receives. Goes into talking about that we're the #1 brand on social media, which is huge nowadays. Everybody's on social media. And our CBX platform that we have for our agents, that is another huge tool that agents are going to be able to stand themselves apart by saying that they have the ability to help their clients target who's going to be the potential buyer for their home using that CBX app. So that's really neat technology that no other broker has. So I really recommend that you dial into that a little bit. Make sure you understand how that app works because that is a really great tool that no other brokers have right now. This is the rapid response system, and again, it mentions here that if you do not use LeadRouter in your region, this is a slide that can be removed. There's no updating to this slide that needs to be done, but you can delete this slide and delete this box if this is a system that you don't use. There's a couple slides in here about Zap. The next 3 are about the Zap platform, which again is another key platform that you really want to highlight to your agents and really discuss the importance of this platform and what it can do for them and their clients. So it's important to really understand that so that you can sell that to a potential recruit. Exclusive technology to the Schmidt family of companies. Talks about the online office, the listings to leads, access, property owner data, all tools that are available just by being with the Schmidt family of companies. Our exposure, the Schmidt family of companies exposure online. So our websites, our 3 websites, and our social media pages. And then it gives you the opportunity here to put in your own office Facebook page. So by clicking on this particular link and right-clicking on it, you can edit that link. If you go to hyperlink and edit, that gives you the option to put in your particular Facebook link so that that is accessible during the presentation. You can click on that link when you're in the presentation mode, and it'll shoot you right over to your Facebook page. So there's some updating that needs to be done to this slide as well, and make sure that you delete the boxes again once you've done the updating. I'm just going to kind of go through, and I know we're getting to that 15-minute mark, and we try to keep this down to a short webinar this morning. So again, whenever you see a red box or a star, that to do an update to customize the presentation. So here you want to make sure you put your deep. This talks about the CB Exchange portal, which is another great tool available to our agents. We've got our digital magazines and the Global Luxury magazine, which just came out yesterday, which is beautiful. That's definitely something that you want to sell to agents that are looking at listing those high-end listings. Talks about the smart home technology, goes into the global luxury market and what's available through there. There's a lot of great information here. The next spot for updating potential is when you get into our training and resources. So each region does training a little bit differently, so you want to make sure that when you get into this section that you really dial into what you do in your office in your region. This is the Coldwell Banker University Network, which is great to really highlight all of those things that they get through that access. But then dialing into your office, you want to be specific about the classes that you're offering your new agents and the benefit of those classes. So really dial into what you do in your office. Same with awards and recognition. We've listed here the ones that are available through Coldwell Banker and the Schmidt family of companies. But the next slide gives the opportunity, if there's anything within your office that you do specifically, awards that you've received as an office, you want to highlight those here. And then we go into getting started and the financials of that and what it takes to invest in their career. And here gives the opportunity to really dial into the fees that are associated with your region, which are different for every region and every state. So you want to make sure that you update this information with those fees, your board fees and application fees that are all related to your specific state and region. There is a slide that compares us to other offices, and that's a great one to, again, to go over. They can, if they're shopping out agencies, they can really see that we stand above and beyond in all of the technology and support that we offer. There's a spot for associate testimonials. I recommend that you get a few from your particular region. These ones are out of the Holland office from 2 agents in the Holland office, but it would add a nice personal touch to add maybe an agent that they would potentially work with or meet once they are brought on. So adding a testimonial, I think, is important and is a key touch to making that connection with them. And then the last slide is thank you for your time, giving your contact information. Some offices decide to print this out and give it as a handout, either after a career day or a meeting one-on-one, is you give it to them as a takeaway. So you want to make sure that they have your contact information associated with the presentation. And that covers the presentation. As I mentioned, I really highly encourage you to jump over to CB Exchange and see what additional information is available. Like this presentation right here is a PDF, and let's see, it's 25 pages, and it really goes into the Coldwell Banker Way for recruiting. It really dials into how to prepare for the meeting with the prospect, how to deliver that presentation. So it's a presentation from National, and it really gives you all of the support you need to working with those potential recruits. There's also, which I really liked seeing, let's see, there's some customizable talent attraction letters in there. So if you go into there, you're going to see some really tailored letters that you can customize to you specifically to provide to potential recruits after you've met with them, prior to meeting with them, or after they've made the decision to start their career in real estate. So that's a nice touch as well, sending out a letter after you've met with them or you've had them at a career night. So that covers it. And like I said, I will make sure that Carrie has this PDF that covers everything that I went over today, and so that you have all of that data. But know that the marketing department in every state is available to you at any given time. So reach out to us if you have any questions, concerns. My contact information is on here. If you need help with updating the presentation, customizing it to you, we're here to help you. So if there's any questions, I guess I'll take some questions if there's any.